Hello, match day one for World Cup Fantasy is in the bag. I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about the transfers I'm going to make for match day two, talk about the best wildcard team if you're wildcarding right now, talk about some fixture swings, and then I'll probably finish off with an elimination from my mini league. So let's just get on to it. Match day one wasn't spectacular for me. 74 points is pretty disappointing. The main difference between lots of teams is whether you've played the 12th man chip or not. So you've played it on, say, like Mbappe or Haaland, and then you've got like one of the other ones, or Kane or Messi in your team. So you've basically got two hauls. The difference between me and someone who's done decent is two hauls. That's what I'm telling you. Let's go back and have a look at the actual scores that they've got. Nobody got a clean sheet. Not one of my defenders or goalkeepers kept a clean sheet. Two of my forwards blanked, which is very disappointing considering all the other top forwards got a haul. Olazabal, very disappointing. Ronaldo, disappointing too. He looked a bit washed, but he's got Uzbekistan next. I've got to keep him for Uzbekistan. Transfer thoughts. Vidmar is a worry, a problem, something I'm considering. Right now, I'm probably going to keep him. There's rumours, there's hope that he's going to play in the next game against Bosnia. I don't want to be wasting a transfer on a defender. You don't want to be wasting transfers on defenders or goalkeepers. You want to be looking for a midfielder or a forward. You need hauls in this game. You can have plenty of players who are going to blank. Everybody's got plenty of players who are blanked. It's just whether you've got the players who have hauled, the midfielders or forwards who have hauled. So I'm just going to probably hold my nose, keep Vidmar, hope he plays against Bosnia. Rafinha, you're probably thinking, what are you going to do with Rafinha? He's not been training. Well, he's not been training because he's got blisters. You can't miss a World Cup game for blisters, can you? I mean, what sort of a bedwetter is going to be like, no, I don't want to play. My feet are a bit sore. You got to get a grip. Put some plasters on. If you're from the south of England, they're called plasters. Put some plasters on your feet. You'll be fine. Get a grip. It's Haiti. He's going to play. I'm not worried about it. I'm keeping him in my team, and I would recommend people get him in their team as well. So right now, my plan is transfer Haaland out for Valencia. He plays up front for Ecuador, who have Curacao, the worst team in the tournament, probably. I'm probably going to get rid of Musiala for Vinicius Jr. His minutes aren't great, Musiala. His minutes are probably about the same as Pulisic, but USA have a better fixture and Pulisic is on pens. So Haaland out for Valencia, Musiala out for Vinny Jr. and Mbappe 12th man. That's my thoughts right now. If I was going to transfer Vidmar out, it would be for an Ecuador defender, probably Hincapi. Yeah, those are my thoughts right now. Right, let's have a look at the data. Let's get the numbers up. I've read the numbers of my model, and this is what they are showing. The top dogs, Brazil. Haiti, I mentioned them already. The sort of must own players for this fixture coming up, match day 2. Rafinha, Vinny Jr. I've mentioned Valencia. I'm going to get Mbappe again. I've already got Fernandez. I mentioned if I needed a defender, I would have Hincapi. I've got Ronaldo. So, yep, I'm targeting all the best players in this match day because I'm wildcarding in match day 3. It's totally obvious. Right, we're going to go through position by position and then follow up on a best wildcard team. Goalkeepers up first. I'm going to let you know I'm a bit disappointed. Galindez was the best goalkeeper for this round. They've got Curacao, but unfortunately he's gone above the scouting bonus threshold. Everybody knows it. Once he goes above that threshold, he's no longer the best goalkeeper. That threshold, it does make a big difference. Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. I'm not showing all 48 teams here. I've just focused on the top 25 teams. I've told a lie. I'm focused on the top 24 teams in Scotland. The average points among those teams, 3.2. So you're not going to get a massive haul with a goalkeeper. The best you can hope for is a goalkeeper who has a clean sheet and they're on the scouting bonus, getting 9 points for them. There's only 2 goalkeepers, well, out of the top ones who managed to do that. If you've got, so if you're looking to bring a goalkeeper in now, I would not recommend Galindez. Maybe Canada's goalkeeper, although he's quite near the threshold, 4.6. That's probably like the thing. People are thinking, right, get Galindez in. Oh no, he's got the scouting bonus. Don't bring him in anymore. And then move on to the next one, which would be Creppy and Vargas for Colombia. Yep, so let's move on to defenders. Who's the best? I think I've already mentioned who the best defender is for this game week. It's the boys from Ecuador. Curacao they're not good, are they? I mean, you know, that's what happens when you have 48 teams in the World Cup. You let some terrible teams in like Curacao, Qatar, Scotland. Oh, that's 2 shots fired at Scotland. Sorry, the boys. You're probably not watching this. You're probably still hungover from the night before. Oh, that's another one. Sorry. Ecuador, come on down, and Canada against Qatar. Someone else I do like, Teo Hernandez. Not enough to bring them in because it's a bit of a minutes concerned over him. Is he going to start the next game again, or will it be Luca Dean? If I knew that he was nailed, I would like to bring him in. But he's not. I'm not. And I wouldn't recommend you do that. Let's move on to midfielders. Next, we know the top 2. Play for Brazil. Other than that, it's... Come on, scroll up. There we go. Yep. Other than that, I'm going to have those 2 in. I've got Bruno Fernandes, and then we've got 3 French midfielders next. A lot of people are thinking that Michael Olise is totally must own. Let's remember, it was a great performance, but it's only 6 fantasy points, and 9.5 is very expensive. I wouldn't, you know, not for me. I've said this before, there's only 1 ball and plenty of great French forwards. They all can't, you know, score. They all can't assist. And there's just so many good forwards on the bench that the ones that do start probably get taken off quite early. Another good option, Kevin De Bruyne. He did look a bit washed, but in his defence, 7.5 million is cheap. He should be on pens, and Belgium do have some great fixtures coming up. Let's remind ourselves who they have coming up next. Iran and New Zealand. Yep, two great fixtures for Belgium. If I was on a wild card, I would have 3 Belgian players in the team. And let's finish off with forwards. I've already mentioned the best 2 forwards to target for this game week. Valencia and Mbappe. Surprisingly, that Valencia comes out top. That is the power of the scouting bonus, as I mentioned. So I should have the top 3 players by expected points. Valencia, Mbappe, Ronaldo. Using my 12th man and Olazabal. If I was on a wild card, I'd be bringing in Messi. Okay, yep, that's everything I want to talk about for this game week. Talk about wildcard options next. Because I've got a wildcard team. Let's just filter the right filters and bring it in there. And if you want to look at their faces, there you go, right there. Morocco got the hard game out the way, played against Brazil. I think I've said this before, Morocco are an underrated team. They've got a third world team up next, Scotland. Oh, that's enough. Sorry, I'm going to get such hate mail from Scotland at this rate. It's a joke. I'm joking, lads. Calm down. So I've gone for 3 Morocco players. Bono, Hakimi, and sneaky good pick, Saibari. I probably butchered his name beyond all recognition. But he's playing up front for Morocco. He signed for Bayern Munich. And if we have a look at the stats over here, he has put up some serious non-pen XG in the first game against Brazil. If I was on a wild card, I would definitely have him in. I do like him. I've also got 3, I mentioned it before, 3 Belgian players. So double Belgium defence. So I've got double Morocco defence, double Belgium defence, and double Croatia defence. Croatia also got the hard game out of the way, and they've got Panama and then Ghana. And Canadian defender in for the Qatar game. I like that. And obviously you've got to have the two Brazilians, Vinny and Raf. Bruno, yep. I mean, yeah, I don't need to talk about him. Messi, obviously you got to get him in your team for the next fixtures coming up. Finisher up against, they've got Jordan coming up, I know that. And yep, I've mentioned these all before. The good thing about Valencia is he's very cheap, which does allow you to spend the money everywhere else. So I mean well, I've seen some of the wildcard teams. They're not good. They're nowhere near as good as this. This wildcard team is fantastic. I just love it. I mean, just look at it. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. Can't rate it highly enough. Let's move on to the fixture swings. And there's a few fixtures I want to talk about here. So first off, Switzerland. I am going to persevere. I'm going to keep the faith with Vidmar. There's a chance he starts. Also, they're playing against Bosnia next round. Switzerland don't have to travel very far. They're staying in California, whereas Bosnia got to travel over 2,000 miles. Go from Toronto to California. That's a long trip, isn't it? Would not fancy that at all. The next team that I'm going to talk about is Japan. I've seen somebody on X say the fancy getting in a Japanese midfielder. I mean, well, they played in Texas in a nice air-conditioned stadium. It's very hot outside, but in the stadium, nice and cool. Then they're going to travel to Mexico to play at altitude in the heat. That's a tough trip as well. The next team I'm going to talk about, France. I've mentioned, I'm not too sure about the minutes for French players. So they played in the heat in New Jersey against Senegal. And then they're going to play in the heat again against Iraq. And then finish off with the hard game against Norway. So you would think the time to rotate for France is this game against Iraq. They should be beating them with their second team. It's in the heat and then save themselves for the hard game against Norway. So that's why I'm not rushing to bring in any French players apart from Mbappe. Mbappe is probably must own for Iraq, but the other ones I can sort of do without. I mentioned Argentina. We've got Austria, good game. If you've got Sabitzer, you've got to get rid of him for Argentina. And then Argentina might rotate against Jordan, assuming they win their next game. Portugal. They did disappoint against Congo. It was a bad performance. They do get to stay in Texas, same stadium. They play Uzbekistan. So Uzbekistan played at altitude in Mexico against Colombia, and they've got to travel to Texas to play low altitude. Hard trip for them. That's why I'm going to persevere with Bruno and especially Ronaldo. I'm not going to transfer Ronaldo out for game week 2. I'm probably going to wildcard him out on match day 3. But I'm going to hold my nose and keep the faith with them. It might have been one last team to talk about. No, I mentioned them all. Right. And then the last thing is my mini league, the final elimination of the match day. I am SD's team. Let's have a look at it. Well, there's not many. Well, there's no holes there, is there? But he obviously doesn't watch my channel because he's got Yamal in. I warned you he wasn't going to start. Did you listen? No. And you got players on the bench who haven't started. He didn't start. So you got a low score. You're currently bottom of the league, 45 points. That's not good. So that's just, your time in my league has come to an end. Let's just not have an emotional goodbye. Let's just get rid of you. Goodbye. See you later. Come again. Thanks for watching.